Merry Christmas. We wish you a 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 we wish we wish we wish you a Merry we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And welcome to the Oddity Archive, the show that don't need no stinking opening hook. Well, it's Christmas time again, and you know what that means, right? Pure oral torture. For the record, I don't hate Christmas music, limited and repetitive as it is. But today's episode has really pushed whatever affections I have for the genre to its limit. So let me explain. Over the course of the year, I just kept finding these kind of cheapy, off-the-wall looking Christmas albums, and a couple of sing-along videotapes as well. And, well, here's a bit of the sort of deep hurting that we're in for today.
You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yes he is, yes he is, yes he is, and he's making a list and checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Doobie-doo, doobie-doo, doobie-doo.
Humbug. We have 6, actually technically 7 of these little bundles of joy to cope with today. Now, normally this would be the point at which I would advise our viewers to, shall we say, break out the Christmas cheer, but you're not going to have enough time for it to take hold because I'm actually going to start with the worst of the lot today. And you can interpret that any way you like, but my intent is to get the really crappy stuff out of the way so we can get to the more comparatively amusing stuff and, you know, maybe actually have a laugh or two this holiday. So anyway, these first 2 albums come to us by way of what I believe to be an offshoot of Peter Pan Records, and this is only judging by the names because I can't find any information. But this label is called Tinkerbell Records, so, you know, Peter Pan and Tinkerbell makes sense to me. But anyway, this first album I have reason to believe was recorded around 1967 and then reissued somewhere around 1972 on Tinkerbell. I have no idea what label it might have come on initially, maybe Peter Pan, who knows. And by the way, neither of these albums have dates on them, so this is pure speculation on my part. But I have the 1972-ish version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town, which of course we just heard a bit of the title cut. But otherwise, this album is all originals, and very verbosely titled originals. And, oh, by the way, this is credited to the Caroliers. But the labeling is really poor on the record sleeve, so I actually have to use the CD I burned of this to try and get the names. Real verbose titles, as I said, real classics like Gonna Hang Up My Stocking and Fill It Full of Dreams. And then there's a My Favorite Things knockoff on here, which isn't even really a Christmas song, is it? Icicles, Holly, Red Berries, and Snow. Then there's the Festivus song, The Day Before the Night Before Christmas. And I promise this is not a country song. 10,000 Santa Clauses, but not one gift for me. And, yeah, the songs are every bit as tedious as the titles. Anyway, before we start here, just an interesting little bit of trivia. This, believe it or not, got reissued download only a few years ago, but has since been pulled from the market. And I don't know why, but I'm not going to question it, because I'm going to call that a win for humanity.
I've got an idea. I know just what I'm gonna do. Gonna hang up my stocking and fill it full of dreams made of shiny gold and silver and magic moonbeams.
And when Santa Claus sees them, you know what he will do. Turn my old dreams into new ones. And
Christmas tonight is the night. Icicles, holly, red berries, and snow, sleigh bells and laughter and mistletoe, carols and moonlight and candlelight glow. Icicles, holly, red berries, and snow. Whoa! It's the day before the night before Christmas.
And I'm busy, busy, busy being good.
On the day before the night before Christmas.
Gonna do everything a good boy should. I'm making up a list about 10 pages long. I'm on page 10 now and still going strong.
10,000 Santa Clauses, but not one gift for me. Giving games, giving trains and little drums that go boom. And everyone is having fun but me up in my room. I can't go out like other kids, am I down in the dumps? 10,000 Santa Clauses and I have to get the mumps.
Since the Earth year has 365 days, what do they call day number 365?
They call it by some strange code word.
Cannot our computers decipher it?
Whenever we try, we hear a most peculiar, though not unpleasant sound.
Merry Christmas.
Earth people.
I don't know what it is about this show and rodents, especially around the holidays, but it's like we have this unwritten quota or something. So here we go, filling our rodent quotient for the year, but here's the twist. This year, we're filling our rodent quotient with non-rodents that think they're rodents. So wrap your head around this one. This next album is called The Chipmunk Song, despite the presence of 9 other cuts. And The Chipmunk Song, aka Christmas Don't Be Late, is indeed on here, but it's not performed by chipmunks or any rodents at all. No. It's performed by rabbits. Specifically, the bunny hoppers.
Hi, fellas. How are the bunny hoppers today?
Great! We feel so good, we want to sing!
Fine. How about singing our favorite song?
Yeah, let's sing it right now!
Up, up, and away, bunny hoppers!
Christmas time is near.
I've got good reason to believe that this album dates to 1972. And I say this because the bulk of the album sounds like the bastard offspring of a Partridge Family and a Bobby Sherman album. And there's an apparent election year riff in here, so yeah, 72. But anyway, this is a definite Chipmunks knockoff album, and right down to the tropes, so most of the cuts are just as much sketches as they are full-fledged songs, and the 3 main characters, in this case the very confused non-rodents, are being kept in check, poorly, by a token father figure, and the vocals were all originally recorded at half speed for the chipmunk effect. And like a real Chipmunks album, I'm just about ready to go skeet shooting with the disc after a few cuts. I can't help but wonder if Ross Bagdasarian, Sr. or Jr., ever took any kind of legal action on this one.
Look around from the roof to the ground, and what are you gonna see?
Okay, Archie, let's sing a song of Christmas. And if you do it well, maybe we'll record it.
Wow! Let's go! We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Kooky New Year.
Wait a minute! It's Happy New Year! Dennis, what in the world are you doing dancing around with those horns on your head?
We're practicing the Reindeer Rock, the latest thing at the North Pole.
The reindeer rock?
Right on! The Reindeer Rock. The Reindeer Rock. The Reindeer Rock. The Reindeer Rock. There's something new at the old North Pole on this Christmas Eve. The place is jumping with rock and roll. Man, you better believe this Christmas package wrapped in love, especially for you.
Hey, fellas, thanks a lot. What's in it?
Open it up and see.
Well, look at that. A great big picture of three little angels with a halo over each head saying Merry Christmas. Isn't that cute? Hey, wait a minute. I don't believe it.
What don't you believe?
The angels. They're pictures of you. You guys. Angels?
I think this next album is going to pretty ably fill the nostalgia quotient for this year. Now, even if you missed this one at the peak of its popularity, and we're talking 1983, 84 here, I think we're all familiar to some degree with the brand name, and that name is the Cabbage Patch Kids. So what we've got here is a Cabbage Patch Christmas from 1984, and personally I think I'm a little more in line with the Garbage Pail Kids than I am the Cabbage Patch Kids, but alas, the Garbage Pail Kids never did make that Christmas album, did they? Anyway, this album was spearheaded by Tom and Stephen Chapin, who were brothers of the late singer-songwriter Harry Chapin, somebody I'd much rather listen to. But I can't dump on this album too much because it's actually pretty damn solid. I mean, the performances, the production, even the vinyl stock, it's all pretty good. And the material, it's not as bad as the last albums, but it's still a little crass, and it's definitely gooey. And then there's a few covers on here as well. It's mostly originals, but the few covers are borderline, at least, Christmas standards, and they're all better heard elsewhere. But what really earned this album's, I guess, Archivian stripes with me was the voice of Colonel Casey, which, for those unfamiliar with the Cabbage Patch Kids mythology, like me, Colonel Casey was a stork that watched over the kids. And the voice, I think it might have been Tom Chapin himself here. I can't confirm it. I can't find any credits. But whoever it was really overdid the whole folksy southern accent thing, to the point where I was expecting him to let out a real good, "Yes, massa," at some point.
Hello again. I'm Colonel Casey. Welcome to Christmas time in the Cabbage Patch.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly. In the Cabbage Patch garden at the end of each year, you can tell by the feeling that Christmas is near. There's all kinds of parties and presents and toys, all wrapped up for the Cabbage Patch girls and boys. Cabbage Patch Kids, hanging up their stockings. Cabbage Patch Kids, see them trimming the tree. It's the best time of year for the Cabbage Patch Kids.
Now, some of the newer arrivals at the patch didn't know all that much about Christmas. And when they had a question, they'd ask me.
Tell me, Colonel Casey, have you ever seen the snow?
Well, it hasn't been here for many a year, but I saw it long ago. If we Just use our imagination, there's a game we all can play. So sit beside me and take a ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
And you, Cabbage Jack?
I found a Christmas pudding near the cabbage patch today. I figured I could eat it quick and make my getaway. When the Cabbage Patch Kids, they saw me, I didn't know what to do. Then they said, hope you like it, Jack, we made it just for you. Ah.
Gimme, 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 take, 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 that's how we like to live.
Gimme, 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 take, 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 we never ever give.
That was great, Colonel Casey. Can we do it again?
Yeah, take us on another ride.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll do it again. But tomorrow is Christmas. It's gonna be a big day. And now, y'all had better get to bed.
Okay, quick little history lesson here. Back in 1968, instrumental, easy-listening cheesemeisters Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass were right around the peak of their popularity. That December, they put out a Christmas album, and it was actually a hair late for holiday sales. I think it just dropped the week before Christmas. But despite the crappy release timing, it still hit number 1. Now, prior to this, there were already a bunch of Herb Alpert knockoffs running around, but I think this Christmas album caused the trend of knockoff artists to jump the proverbial shark. So, in 1969-70, I can't quite confirm the date, Phillips 66, the gas station, put out a pair of Tijuana Christmas albums, and I don't know if they came out at the same time or successive years. I just cannot find any information, but I happen to have the second of these Tijuana Christmas albums, and man, that cover is just every Mexican stereotype lumped into one, isn't it? Anyway, side 1 of this album it's really just a bunch of standard Herb Alpert knockoffs, but it's got sleigh tambourine just tacked on. Nothing but the finest. Now, most of it to me is just kind of in one ear and out the other, but there is one track on here that to me was a big offender, and that is a cover of Herb Alpert's own Tijuana Taxi. And it's really slow and stiff. You might have to go seek out the original if you've never heard it. But trust me, this just stinks next to Herb Alpert's version, and I don't even care much for Herb Alpert. And of course, it's got the sleigh tambourine just lazily tacked on. But it's side 2 where this album becomes less, at least superficially, cheesy fun and becomes more outright torturous. So side 2 dispenses with the whole Tijuana motif completely, and what we're left with are a handful of orchestra and, in some cases, choir as well, cuts that are... It's so weirdly schizophrenic. I mean, at times it's so incredibly stiff and stern sounding that it makes Mantovani sound like pure rock and roll by comparison. But at other times it's so completely off kilter and they're all on different planets, musically, and it created this mental image for me of a gas leak in the studio, and we're hearing the last few notes that these people barfed out before they passed out.
Happy holiday. Happy holiday. May the calendar keep ringing. Happy holidays to you.
As I mentioned at the top of the episode, I found a pair of sing-along VHS tapes over the course of the year, and this first one was actually a candidate for the laser karaoke episode I did a few months ago, but I figured I'd sit on it for the holidays. So this first one here is United Karaoke Christmas Favorites Volume 1, home to some of the absolute most bootleggish artwork I have ever seen. Now, this tape claims to be from 1994, but I'm gonna say it's actually more like 96. Largely because one of the songs on here wasn't even released until the fall of 95. Now, this album is full of what I would imagine aren't too many people's Christmas favorites. So the one that stands out the most to me is actually the one song that didn't come out till 95, and it is The Santa Claus Boogie by the Tractors. I'd never heard of it either. And then aside from that, it's this weird tendency to do, Christmas pop standards, holiday pop standards, but base them on non-hit versions. So, case in point, you got a version of I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus on here, but it's not based on the Jimmy Boyd version or the Jackson 5 version. It's based on country singer Lynn Anderson's version from the early 70s. And then you've got, even more inexplicably than that, you've got a version of Feliz Navidad on here, and it's not based on Jose Feliciano's version, but instead is based on the 1981 version by German group Boney M. Now, the performances on here honestly aren't really all that bad. It's more the visual content that's notable this time out.
I have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas all white, but I'll have a blue, 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 blue Christmas.
Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh, dashing through the snow on a one-horse open sleigh. Over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ha ha ha! What fun it is to laugh and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. My Uncle Henry's got a bad back. When he tries to walk, you hear him pop and crack. But at Christmas time, the spirit sets him free. He jumps and hollers doing the Santa Claus boogie. It's a Santa Claus boogie. It's a Santa Claus boogie. You gotta take some time to believe in Santa Claus. I knew an Indian girl, she was way too young. She liked to talk dirty in her native tongue. You never see nobody shake and shimmy like an Indian dancer doing the Santa Claus boogie. It's a Santa Claus boogie. It's a Santa Claus boogie. Said, hey ho, Nina, ho ho, now what you darling?
Then I saw Mommy tickle Santa Claus underneath his beard so snowy white. What a life it would have been if Daddy
Our other videotape is a near definitive example of that whole 80s let's slap it on a videotape and release it as quick as possible mentality. So what we got here is the so imaginatively titled Christmas Sing-Along Video Album from 1989. And this was released by Video Treasures, which was a company that was better known for its horror movie and Playboy video reissues than this sort of stuff. And I have to point out the artwork here. I love this attempt at wraparound artwork. So you got the people on the sleigh here, and it goes around the spine, and on the back you got the horse's patoot. Anyway, this tape is 100% straight up public domain Christmas tunes, and the performances aren't terrible. They're not all that great either, but they're not awful, certainly compared to a lot of what we've heard today. But again, like the last tape, it's more notable for the visual content, which is by turns cheesy, unrelated to the subject matter, and everyone's favorite, nightmare fuel. Well, that's almost it for today's archive. Christmas bonus time again. And last month, when I was starting to whittle down what I thought I might like to discuss on today's episode, I had posted a picture of a couple of Christmas disco audio cassettes that I had found to the Facebook and the Twitter pages, and it got a way, way better response than I ever would have imagined. But when I went to go and try and transfer them and have them so I could, work with them, they had both decayed beyond the point of no return. So one of them I was able to get a very shaky pass at side 1, and the other one, the tape stock was so dried out it literally crumbled on me. And so that album that crumbled was a Pickwick album called Yuletide Disco. So I'm not sure if I want to call that a small miracle or not, but yeah, you're not going to get to hear that one this year. But anyway, the one that I was able to half barely save was this one, and this is More Christmas Disco by the Mistletoe Disco Band, and it's from 1980, so kind of missed the disco train. But this album actually has been reissued. You can go on Amazon and buy a copy, or you can download it from just about any of your favorite download places. And but I just didn't want to deprive you guys of your truly bizarre love of Christmas disco, which I've never understood. And yeah, I'd like to leave you with a bit of a very wounded sounding, and not by the performer's hand this time, rendition of "O Christmas Tree." And that is it for today's archive. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. I will see you all again the first week of January.
Merry Christmas.